Okay, this is our musical finisher for How Could I Be Silent? So you will need a set of weights. And our base move will be pulsing squats, so you can be down low, our weights at our side the whole time, weight in your heels, or you can do a top half pulsing squat, and you could go back and forth between the two of those options as you need to. Our key word, the first one that we'll be listening for, is how could I be? And when we hear that key word, how could I be, we're going to do a clean and press, which is a squat with an upright row, flip, press up, and then release and reverse that movement back down. I'm going to show one from the side because it's important when we squat and do our upright row that those weights stay so close to our body the whole time and we're not bringing them out in front of us like that. That puts a lot of pressure on your back and then you're running a risk for an injury, and we don't want you injured because we want you working out with us. Right. So a nice upright row, wrist flip, press up, down, and then roll those weights down your body and control the release. So that's our clean and press. And then we will also be listening for one that I, and they usually say it 3 times in a row pretty quick. And so when they say one that I, will be doing little hops. One that I, one that I, one that I need, and back to our squats. Now if you don't like the idea of a hop while you're holding your weights, you can just go ahead and do a calf raise. Maybe I should show that from the side. And that is what you'll be doing if you would like to do the FIT360 option. If you want to do the longevity FIT360 option.
I am Amy, and so if you want to follow me for longevity fit, again, light hand weights are optional. Chair on this one, not optional. So you want to start in a seated position, but always come forward in the chair. And so you'll find out quickly that the base move that Rachel's doing, that pulsing squat, there are a lot of those. So we're going to make ours a coordination move along with the same muscle group. So if you do have weights, if you choose to have them, just have them down by your side. We're going to do extension on one leg, extension on the other. So you're simply straightening one knee and then the other, and then rise. Trust that chair still there where you left it. And then we're going to start with the other leg, straighten one at a time, and up. All right, so that's our base move. You move at your rate. So if you want to go a little quicker, knowing you'll get more. But if you begin to get fatigued, you can simply slow those down, and you can pace yourself to the end of the song because there are a lot of those. But it's very good lower body strengthening. Then we were listening for how could I? And we are going to bend in a hammer curl here with or without weights, and then we're going to press those weights up for good shoulder work. So you'll be sitting nice and straight, shoulder blades back and down, bend at the elbow, press up. And in longevity FIT360, we always want to use the most range of motion. So we really are looking to reach toward that top shelf in the kitchen because that's where the good stuff is, right? So you want to reach all the way up and use all the available range of motion in that joint. And then we were doing calf raises with the, what's it say? One that I. So you've got a couple options here. If you want to stay seated based on the space where you're exercising right now, or you just feel safer that way, you can do a heel raise seated. And if you do, if you can hear my heels, I want you to tap those heels because that's really good for bone density. If you'd rather do it in standing, it's a little bit more balance, obviously, and you will rise on the big toe, but you can still let your heels hit a little bit because, again, that's really, really good for bone density. If you need to be by a chair or have 2 chairs even and you feel like you need to hold on to something, you could have a table. If your dining room table's over there in the chair, you could stay here and just lay your hand on the table, but always, always move safe while you're exercising. When we turn on the music, because I've showed you the weights, I'm going to do it without. But hold the weights by your side if you want to do it with the weighted option. I'm going to focus on just my legs without weights for you today.
Okay. Whew, let's do this. Pulsing squats. Weight is in your heels. Shoulders down and back. Looking good. The song is still early. Okay, I'm already feeling it. That Good job.